So you and I also have bodies that God designed. And if you,
Yeah.
you can use it here, and it's going to be fantastic. But if you use it in a way it was never designed,
Yeah.
that violation brings death, not life.
Right.
That goes back to this conversation about two men attracted to each other that engage in homosexual activity.
Yeah.
The point is from God is that you were not made to function that way.
Yeah.
There's going to be both emotional and physical ramifications that don't bring life, that bring death, no matter what you feel.
Yeah.
And it goes back to this. It's not only that, but when I'm 18, remember I said I wanted to sleep with every woman under the sun.
Yeah.
But God said, you're not built to function that way either.
You're
if
right.
you abuse that, even though you say, because this is what gets me. I got all these heterosexuals sleeping with each other and calling themselves Christians and pointing the finger at same-sex people as if somehow they're on a higher plateau. Well, in God's mind, no, you're not.
Right.
This is not appropriate, and this is not. Neither one's appropriate. And if you live this way, it does not bring life.
Yeah.
It brings death if you violate the parameters.
Yeah.
When it comes to gender, God gave you your gender. I know you got that 0.004 exception, but we can talk about it in a podcast sometime.
Correct. Yeah.
Now it's not the time.
Yeah.
But typically, God created male or female. And that is a gift to you by God. Your best life will live functioning in that category.
Right.
If you try to get out of that category, you may have temporary relief of some kind, but ultimately it destroys you. We know that by the suicide rate. We know that now by people who have gone into surgery and have come out and now wish they hadn't. I mean, it's, but so it comes down to where's your authority, no matter what your feelings are like. Who owns your body? God. God, you are the temple of the living God.
Yeah.
He owns it, which means if he gave it to you. Now, if there's no God, you got no problem. Do whatever you're going to do. Seriously.
Right.
If there's no God, do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you're chemicals, time plus matter plus chance, don't worry. But if you do acknowledge God exists, and it's hard to assume he doesn't. If you do believe God exists, then you have to ask, who gave me this body? God. What does God want me to do with this body?
Yeah.
And if you ask those questions and live accordingly, you're going to have a lot more life than you do death. And so at the end of the day, it's where did you come from and where you're going? You came from heaven, you're going to heaven.
Right. Yeah.